Hello guys, how are you all? This is Prashant. I welcome you all into this topic. Today we are going to discuss about the memory in computer system. It is also very important to understand because you all are the IT students. Uh, as a human being have its own memory, means you can memorize the things, you can remember the things. Similarly in computer we have the memory. It can be categorized in the different ways. As a human being have the long time memory and the short time memory. If you will see a person in only for a few minutes, only for a few seconds, but if he will meet you after 4 days or 5 days, you means or after a month, you cannot recognize him because that time that memory is for a short time. So that memory is known as the short time memory. But your colleagues, your class fellows, your parents are staying with you. Whenever you will meet them, you can recognize them by them easily. So that memory in you is the long time memory. The similar computer have the term that we can store the memory in many ways. Okay, so today we are going to see what is the memory in computer system, what are the types, what are the categories, what is the according to the volume we will also understand. So let's begin the today's topic. Myself Prashant Kumar. We are going to start. So here, so here we have starting types of memory. When we are going to categorize the memory, it can be two types: volatile and the non-volatile memory. Volatile memory. When we are going to talk about the volatile memory, it remains, it contains. Please listen the words carefully. It retains its contents while powered on, but when the power is interrupted, the stored data is lost. It will retain the content till the power is on. If your power supply is on, if the power supply is going on in this memory, it will retain the content. If the power supply is not there, it will lost the data. It will lose the data. Okay, I think that things are clear. Just opposite of that, just opposite of this, we have non-volatile memory. Means whether your power supply is on or off, it will retain the data. It will store the data. Let's suppose you want to listen a music and you are playing you selected four music from your drive and you start playing that. So what will happen? The four musics will start playing. Let's suppose your system is not connected with the UPS and power is switched off by mistake. That time what will happen? When you will start your computer again, that MP3 will not play. Means it will when you will see the computer will start from beginning. If you want to play, you have to go to the particular drive and you have to play. Means the music whatever you are playing, it was played in volatile memory, but when you can see that music is almost there where you started from the beginning, it was there only. So that time it is known as the non volatile memory. So is this clear to all of you? It is short time, it is long time memory. As the human being have the memory, short time memory and the long time memory. Remember this thing. It is these questions will be important for the DOEC level student also, those who are going to give the DOEC O level exam. These things are very pretty much clear for them. Means very important for them. Okay. So we are going to start the according to the volume type. Just now I'm going to explain with the this pyramid. If I'm going to talk about the pyramid memory, here you can see CPU register, cache memory, RAM, ROM, removable, internet storage, hard drive. It is a means it can be in a pyramid style. So this pyramid, when I'm going to talk about the pyramid, so if I'm going to talk about the volume style, this pyramid shows the volume of the memory. Here the volume is very less, here the volume is more. Okay, here the cost is more, here the cost is less. Remember this thing. Here the volume is less, volume less. Here the volume more. Okay, here the cost is more, here the cost is less. Please remember this thing. As you can see, CPU registers. CPU have some registers in which the memory will store for 0.1 nanosecond. Okay, the memory will remain for the 0.1 nanosecond. Here it is storing for the 100 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds, then 10 milliseconds, like that. It is going to talking. If I'm going to talk about the volume of the memory. Okay, so CPU stores only a few amount of data and it processes to the data to the next level. Okay, but here this the CPU registers are very small and it stores very less amount of data. Similar, here we have the cache memory. Some people will say cache memory, some people will say cache memory. So it is your dependability, it is your suitability what you are going to speak. It is a cache or a cache, whatever is your opinion. So here you can see cache memory. So this memory also attached with the CPU. Let's suppose, okay, in the next term I will explain this thing. This is also a short time storage memory. It is inside the CPU with the register. Okay, inside the CPU it helps to process the data to CPU. Okay, now we have the RAM. RAM have the main memory. RAM is the part of a main memory. Okay, so it is stored randomly. It allows you to randomly access the data. Okay, so it can store the data till your power supply is on, and it retains the data for till the power supply is on. If your power supply is interrupt, it will lose the data. Similarly here, but here we have large amount of volume. You can store amount of volume. Means be a removable disk, your pen drive, BIOS system, network storage, cloud computing, hard drive. These are the things where you can store a huge amount of data. Okay, huge amount of data you can store. These are the permanent type of memory. As you can see here, it is a permanent type of memory, and here this is the temporary type of memory. Okay, temporary type of memory. So in this term you can understand the volume is low, volume is more, cost is more, cost is low. Means in this term magnetic tape or your flash drive, your secondary storage, all the things you can purchase here, but it is volume is low. Volume is more, means you can store more data, more and more data here you can store, but here only the few data, a little bit amount of data will come here. Okay, the things are clear to you? I hope so. Now the memory management. Now we have different view to see the categorization of the memory. So here the computer memory can be categorized in the two ways, primary and the secondary. Okay, primary memory. If I am going to talk about the primary memory, one thing I must write down also, cache memory. Cache memory, CACHE. Okay, cache memory. I must write down one more thing, primary memory, cache memory, and this is the main memory. Okay, now cache memory. Cache memory is what? Cache memory is a short time memory, and it allows the CPU to work faster. Let's suppose there is a water hole, and one person is standing here. He want to cross this water hole. If water is less, then he can jump directly, but water is more, then what he has to do, he can keep a one brick here and he can jump over there and can directly jump to this area. The similar thing here, let's suppose this brick is cache memory. Okay, this brick is cache memory, means it will retain a small amount of data for a short time. Means when he will start jumping, he will not remain here, he will directly jump to this point. Means if he will stand here, he can fall down. Okay, are you getting me? So what I want to say here, when he want to cross this, what he will do, he will jump here and he will directly jump here. The similar thing is here, the data will go here and it will remain on the cache memory and directly jump to the CPU. Okay, the things are clear. The cache memory helps to store the data for a short time, and it is the fastest memory in the computer system, that you have to remember. Okay, you can write down in multiple choice question answers if the concept is clear. So I am clearing the concept, my dear students. So these are the things that you have to remember. So I think cache memory is clear to you. It is inside the CPU, it is a short time memory, and it is fastest memory in the computer system. Okay, now we have the main memory. I'm writing okay, it is the main memory. Main memory can be categorized in the RAM and the ROM. RAM stands for random access memory, and RAM can be categorized in the two ways. First I am talking about the RAM, then I will go to the ROM. RAM can be categorized in the two ways, SRAM and the DRAM. Okay, SRAM and the DRAM. There can be a one question, which type of SRAM can store which kind of data? This can be a question. Or DRAM can store which kind of data? It is also the part of a CPU, SRAM, and DRAM you can easily, I think you have heard the name DDR1, DDR2, so that is the DRAM. Okay, SRAM is the part of the CPU memory. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you. Here you will get one cell in a one transistor. One cell in a one transistor. Here you will get 6 cell in one transistor. Means it can process more amount of data according to the DRAM. So that is more costly according to the DRAM. Okay, so SRAM can process the flip-flop data. Remember this thing, it can store flip-flop data. Okay, it can store the data in the form of flip-flop, and DRAM can store in the data in the form of capacitor and the transistors. Okay, these things should be clear. So SRAM stands for static random access memory, DRAM stands for the dynamic random access memory. So this is the categorization of the RAM. Here we have the ROM. ROM is a non-volatile memory. ROM, read only memory, is a non-volatile memory. Non-volatile means it is a permanent kind of memory, but it is a part of a primary memory. This can be your MCQ question or your descriptive question, that why ROM is non-volatile memory. So we will discuss it just now. So let's continue. ROM stands for the read only memory. So here we have a categorization of ROM: PROM, EPROM, EEPROM. PROM is programmable read only memory. Let's suppose somebody gives you a disk which is already programmed. Okay, which is already programmed, and you have to use that only. Sometimes you are getting the disk from the market which are already programmed. You have to play them, you have to insert them, and they will start executing. Similarly, we have EPROM, means erasable programmable read only memory. EPROM stands for erasable programmable read only memory. Here you can erase the data and you can program the data. Okay, you will get this type of disk in the market where you can erase the data and you can write the data again on the similar disk. Which method you are going to use here? We are going to use here UV rays. Okay, ultraviolet rays, to write down the data or to erase the data. Okay, we are going to use ultraviolet rays. Now the third category we have EEPROM, electronic erasable programmable read only memory. Okay, what is it? Electronic erasable programmable read only memory. So the things are clear. Here we can erase the data with the help of UV rays. Here we are going to remove the data with the help of electricity. Okay, the things are clear to you. So I think these things are clear. Now we are jumping over to the secondary memory, and it is also called the permanent type of memory. It can store permanently in the computer system. Okay, and if you will remove it, it will not impact the computer system. Here, if you will remove any one of them, it will impact the computer system. It means your computer system will not start or not work. So first category, if we are going to talk about HDD, hard disk drive. Okay, hard disk drive, many of you are familiar with the hard disk drive. If you are not familiar, I will show you the images of these things, but first of all you should know about the hard disk drive. Okay, then we have the compact disk, floppy disk, SSD, magnetic tape, something such type of things we have. So just now I'm going to show you, these are the names that you have to remember. The secondary memory is the very easiest part that you have to you can understand, because many of you have seen these many things, but you have not seen these many things. So let's see what I'm going to show you. RAM and ROM. Okay, RAM. This is the image of a RAM. You can see this is the image of RAM. Okay, these are the ICs which are built on the this memory. Okay, you can see ROM. This is the ROM, read-only memory. But one thing I want to tell you, I forget to tell you. From here, this way, these are the parts of non-volatile memory, and this is the part of volatile memory. Please remember, maybe this is the MCQ question part. This is the part of a non-volatile memory. Okay, because CD when we are going to talk about the ROM can be means you can store the data permanently. Sometimes have you watched any movie with the help of CD? So when the computer is the power supply is going on, it is showing you the video. When the power is interrupted, but video is not going to lose. It will remain in the CD. You can again continue with the same. So that's why it is non-volatile memory. Okay. So next, magnetic tape. It is an example of secondary memory. Magnetic tape, I think many of you have seen this picture. You can insert the pen and you can just roll it, and it will start rolling this side. So this is the magnetic tape. This is the magnetic tape. This tape is the magnetic tape, and this is the this use the method of sequential access method. Okay, magnetic tape use which kind of method to access the data? It use the sequential data. It use the sequential method to access the data. Let's suppose I want to jump over the second song or the fourth song. How will I do that? I can't directly jump over that. I have to follow the sequence. Means first song, second song, third song, and fourth song. So then I have to roll it. Then when I will reach over the fourth song, then I can play. So this is called the sequential method of data. Now we have HDD and the FDD, hard disk drive and the floppy disk drive. So here you can see the image of hard disk. Okay, and this is the hard disk head, means reading head. This is the plate. This is the magnetic plate, or where the data is written over there with the help of this magnetic head. Okay, the things are clear, I think so. Now we have the magnetic floppy disk. Nowadays it is not popular in the market, but you should, as you are the computer student, you should know about the hard disk. Okay, they can be categorized in the 4 ways, but generally you will get 8 inches, 8 centimeter, 8 inches, 8 centimeter, 5 1/4, 5 hole 1/4 centimeter, 3 1/2 centimeter. Okay, these are the things that you have to remember. These can be categorized in according to the size. Okay, this is the floppy disk, not floppy disk drive. Okay, drive is a different one where you can insert this. Now we have CD, DVD, optical disk. If I am going to talk about the optical disk, we have to understand the term of CD, DVD, BRD, and the HVD. Okay, the CD is the compact disk. CD can store 700 MB, and DVD, if I am going to talk about the CD, it can store 700 MB. Please remember, it can store 700 MB data. Okay, if I am going to talk about the DVD, it can store approximately 4.2 GB. Okay, 4.5 GB data. If I am going to talk about the BRD stands for Blu-ray disc. Okay, this is the example of Blu-ray disc, and it can store the 25 to 50 GB of data. And when we are going to talk about the optical drive, we have to understand which method we are going to use to read and write the data. Burning method. Okay, we are going to use the burning method to read and write the data. Here, this Blu-ray disc is we are using the Blu-ray disc. Here we are using to burn this is the which rays we are going to use. If you remember, please let me know in the comment section if you are aware about that which type of rays we are going to use to burn the data in Blu-ray disc. Next is we have holographic word style disc. Okay, DVD, digital word style disc. Here we have the holographic word style disc. It is also another method. In Blu-ray you can store the data 25 to 50 GB. In holographic word style disc you can store 3.5 terabyte. 3.5 terabyte. Imagine. Okay, so it will be the helpful for you, and you can access the data approximately 1 GB in per minute. Okay, 1 GB data per minute you can access with this. This is also an invention. Okay, I think the things are clear to you. Now we have the flash drive. Flash drive, as all are the pen drives, so you can use them. Okay, you are familiar with this. Nowadays you all are familiar with this, the flash drive. I think the things are clear to you. So I hope you will enjoy this. Thank you and have a nice day. We will meet you in the next class. Thank you.